Glen, thank you for joining us. The Callisto Protocol, we've just seen some extended footage.
Right.
It looks nice, or is that the right word to use? It looks terrifying. What would you do?
I'll take it all, as long as it's positive, however you want to call it.
What's the feeling like behind the scenes at the moment?
The reception has been great. Everybody's been very positive here, so it's been great for new IP too, it's awesome.
You always seem excited when you're talking about this project.
Yeah. I get pretty passionate about any project I'm on, no doubt.
Yeah.
Anything you spend like 3 years on, and it was when I think back, it was like, okay, this is an idea I had in the desert in Tucson, and all of a sudden it's turned into something that's on stage and everything. It's sometimes surreal, but I think the thing that people keep asking me about, comparisons to other games, and our combat is different, right? It is, you can decide what you want to do. There's melee, there's stealth, there's a weapon system and which you upgrade with skill trees, and so you pick the way you want to go. There's the GRP, or we call it the grip, which is the advanced gravity gun, where now you can pick up enemies, and that's sort of a sandbox. There's stuff you can pick up around the world. You can use the enemies as meat shields, or you can throw them into fans, or throw them into another enemy. There is the mutation system, which we were talking about the last couple of days, which is when you see these tentacles come out of the enemy, shoot the tentacles, because they're going to mutate right in front of you. You don't want more than 2 mutate in front of you. You're going to have a tough time. So, I'm very excited about that. A big difference between other games and the one we're not mentioning, but we can. Dead Space. I love, man. It's is the story, and the way we tell the story is through other characters. Through we call them PCAP scenes, but they're cinematics, and we have 45 minutes to an hour of that. So there's a lot of storytelling in there, in between the tension and the horror and stuff like that. So a very rich story. I think that. I know people when they look at it, they see comparisons. I think that when you walk away, you'll go, oh, that was a different game.
Tell me where your mind is at, where you could be on a beach in Tucson and that's what you think of.
The desert, yeah.
The desert, sorry.
Yeah. No. I was, it's a wellness place down in Tucson. And it's in the desert, and I would, in between exercising and eating right, I would go into the desert and draw. I'm an artist. And come up with ideas. That's how I come up with it. There's different ways I come up with ideas, but that was focused. So I came up with a few, including this one.
What does your wife think if that's your idea of relaxing, that you're coming up with ideas like this?
I know. I kind of don't tell her. I go, oh yeah, I came up with that one somewhere else. Yeah.
You mentioned the grip, the system, the kind of gravity-esque gun. It seems like the most accomplished version of it since, and whilst I understand it's different from Half-Life 2, I love that.
Me too.
I can't wait to see more of it. I understand that what we saw at Opening Night Live was a maxed out version of it. There's going to be cooldowns and stuff like that. Can you tell me a bit more about the technical side of it?
So we're building this intense grab gun to pick up enemies, and then we have to deal with the physics of picking up enemies, and that's what made it new. On top of that, another enemy can shoot that. You're using it as a meat shield, but it will dismember it. We'll also take pieces off of it. So you can't use it as a shield for too long, because it'll fall apart on you. And then when we got that on, and we're picking up the enemies, we're doing kinds of stuff, we're throwing them in the ground, we're in the air and ceilings and whatever you want to do with them, we're like, we got to have some objects. So we started throwing objects around the world that made sense, so that you can pick them up, and they may not do a lot of damage, but let's say you don't have much ammo, you can at least slow the enemy down. You can use it as offense, at defense, and sometimes just crowd control, which is an important way to do it.
The stealth side of things I find really interesting as well. How viable is that over the course of the game to be using that as your playstyle?
I think you're going to use it from time to time when you have too many enemies, or you see an enemy by itself, but there's a couple over here, they don't see or hear you yet. You're going to want to take that guy out. But as soon as they know you're around, they're really aggressive. There is one level where we have these enemies called the Blind, and we've shown him a couple of times. He's really cool looking, but he sticks to walls, and he peels himself off the wall. What you want to do is not wake him up. You wake them up and they all wake up. So the best thing for the Blind is probably to take a few out with stealth, and then you're either running or you're gunning.
What is going to put you on the spot now? What is your favourite part of the Callisto Protocol overall?
A couple of the enemies. There's one in particular you're not going to get to till late in the game, and he's actually what our statue is made from for our collector's edition, called Two Head, and you can actually rip him in half, or he'll rip in half, and there'll just be one head left, and he's still coming at you. So he's really cool, but I just think the enemy design in general I really like. Like, we started 3 years ago. We built a couple of what we call the grunts. They're the early ones. By the time we were done, we had 8 different ones, and I changed the first 2, got rid of them, and added 2 more because you just get better at it. And the grunts usually have the same moves and everything, but our team was big enough that some of the designers went in and started making each one a little different. So their AI is a little different. Like, one may back up, another one may aggressive. There's another big one that takes 1 million hit points. They were originally all the grunts, like they were going to be the same, but it's really added a lot that they're all different.
Listen, I say I'm really looking forward to it. Part of me isn't, because I'm terrified of it already, but thank you so much for your time, Glenn.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.